I have to say, I was struck by the speed of this one. We were discussing it on Tuesday because the Justice Department had just filed its reply brief on Tuesday to the Trump appeal, less than 48 hours. The Supreme Court says denied in one sentence.
Well, that's what it should have said, and I'm glad it did. I can't really claim any kind of clairvoyance. Donald Trump had no case before the Supreme Court. He had no arguments that were worth making. His lawyers did the best they could with an impossible case because he had no basis really for challenging what the 11th Circuit had done. It had been asked to provide relief on an emergency basis at the same time that the president was trying to slow down the appeal he had going in the 11th Circuit. It was a crazy Hail Mary, and it didn't make any sense. I wonder, though, whether he might today have said, I wish we had made more calls, because as you pointed out, the last time the Supreme Court slapped him down, when he was trying desperately to get them to overturn the election and say that it wasn't really a final loss that he suffered, he told Cassidy Hutchinson, and this is just amazing hearing this today, he told her, let's not admit we lost. It's an embarrassment. I wish we had made more calls. This guy would stop at absolutely nothing to hold on to power. So that's what we've got. And the committee today did a brilliant job displaying it. He actually lost 18-0 today, 9-0 in the Supreme Court, 9-0 when they voted for a subpoena. And that subpoena is one that he can't just snub his nose at, because as Jamie Raskin quite rightly pointed out in the hour preceding yours today, even though you can't hold someone's refusal to testify against him in a criminal case, there is nothing to prevent the committee from drawing the natural inference that if he doesn't want to show up and explain all of the damning evidence that is piled up against him, drawing the inference that he must be guilty. The American people should draw that inference. I think that his goose is well and truly cooked.
Should the Justice Department be confident now in the investigation of the documents that there will be no more legal roadblocks for them, with the 11th Circuit unanimously finding for them on a 3-judge panel, and then the Supreme Court unanimously finding for them?
I think they should be confident. There is still another small hurdle to go. There's another 3-judge panel in the 11th Circuit, but I'm sure that it has its ear to the ground. It's heard what the Supreme Court has said. There's really nothing left for Judge Cannon to do except to get out of the way. And I think the 11th Circuit will push her out of the way quite quickly. It's set a very expedited briefing and hearing schedule. The Justice Department should move full speed ahead. And as soon as the midterms are behind us, the only questions really, as I think I mentioned the other night, are where to charge the president and of how many crimes, because he's clearly guilty of obstruction of justice. He's clearly guilty, and I say guilty, of course, subject to the presumption of innocence, which like any citizen he gets, but it looks like he is guilty of fomenting an insurrection, guilty of stealing government documents, guilty of conspiring from before the election, essentially to overturn the results if they didn't go his way. One can just list the crimes. There are so many serious ones, each of them punishable by 10 to 20 years in prison. So the president didn't have a good day today, but the rule of law did.